On March 4, 2025, the world watched in disbelief as President Trump reignited the trade war. This unexpected move sent shockwaves through global markets and left many wondering about the future of international trade. He slapped tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China. These tariffs were not just symbolic gestures, but significant economic measures. These weren't small, insignificant tariffs either. They were designed to hit hard and make a statement. We're talking a whopping 25% on almost everything coming from Canada and Mexico. This drastic increase left businesses scrambling to adjust. Trump cited fentanyl trafficking as the reason for targeting Canada. He claimed it was a necessary step to protect American lives. However, many saw it as a thinly veiled attempt to strong-arm his neighbors. Critics argued that the tariffs would do more harm than good. To make matters worse, a 20% tariff was placed on Chinese imports, double what it was just a month earlier. This escalation further strained relations between the two superpowers. Even energy products from Canada, usually flowing freely across the border, were hit with a 10% levy. This move threatened to disrupt the energy sector and increase costs for consumers. Prime Minister Trudeau, not one to be bullied, responded swiftly and decisively. In a bold move, Canada announced retaliatory tariffs on over $100 billion worth of American goods. This was a clear message that Canada would not back down in the face of economic aggression. The tariffs were not just a symbolic gesture. They were carefully calculated and strategically phased in over a period of 21 days, targeting key sectors of the U.S. economy. This ensured that the impact would be felt deeply and immediately. First in line was $20.5 billion worth of U.S. products, with the promise of more pain to come. The Canadian government made it clear that they were prepared to escalate if necessary. Ontario, Canada's economic engine, took an even harder line. Premier Doug Ford, usually a Trump ally, pulled no punches. He scrapped a massive Starlink contract worth $68.12 million, essentially telling Elon Musk to look elsewhere. U.S. companies found themselves shut out of lucrative government contracts in Ontario. This was a significant blow, as Ontario is a major hub for business and industry in Canada. The message was clear: Canada would protect its interests at all costs. The economic standoff between Canada and the U.S. was escalating, and it was clear that neither side was willing to back down. The world watched as two of the largest economies went head-to-head in a high-stakes game of economic chess. The repercussions of this standoff were felt far and wide, affecting businesses and consumers on both sides of the border. The question remained, who would blink first in this intense economic showdown? The impact of this trade war was immediate and far-reaching, and brutal. Stock markets went into a tailspin, with investors scrambling to make sense of the chaos. The Dow Jones, a key indicator of U.S. economic health, plummeted over 1,300 points in just 48 hours. This unprecedented drop sent shockwaves through the financial world. Economists, usually a cautious bunch, sounded the alarm. They warned of a looming economic downturn that could have long-lasting effects. They predicted a perfect storm of higher costs for U.S. businesses and consumers, potentially reigniting the inflation that had been tamed just months earlier. The ripple effects were felt across various sectors. The average tariff on goods entering the U.S. shot up from a negligible 2.4% to a staggering 10.5%, a level not seen since the dark days of the 1940s. This drastic increase in tariffs disrupted supply chains and raised prices for everyday items. The trade war sent shockwaves across the globe. Mexico, caught in the crossfire, wasn't standing idly by. President Sheinbaum announced plans for retaliatory tariffs, signaling that Trump had picked a fight with the wrong neighbors. China, already embroiled in a trade dispute with the U.S., responded with calculated force. Tariffs on U.S. farm exports, a direct shot at Trump's base, were levied. Corn, soybeans, and other agricultural products faced increased levies, making them less competitive in the Chinese market. The message was clear: this trade war was hurting everyone.